The first thing I want to say before I get started is I will give the microphone to our guest speaker at 12:30. He asked for the mic at that time. Introduction is kind of lengthy, but it's kind of a short story of him on his life. So I don't want anyone to think that I'm cutting into the guest speaker's time because I won't be. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Meet My Cousin, a program in which one of my cousins gives up their right to privacy, thus subjecting themselves to shameless humiliation and embarrassment in front of a live Thibodaux Rotary audience. Today's guest speaker is my first cousin, Dan Borne of Baton Rouge, formerly Dan Borne of Thibodaux. His closest of friends and family members all call him Cake Borne, so named after a relative of his on the Borne side of the family, a unique Thibodaux personality who so unselfishly lent his name on a weekly basis to a column in the LaFouche comic entitled Police Beat. Dan Borne had a good life in Thibodaux. In fact, one could go as far as to say Dan Borne had a wonderful life. He went to public schools, he made good grades, he participated in all sorts of extracurricular activities, won bunches of awards, and still found time to frolic in his neighborhood and about town with his friends. He graduated from Thibodaux High School, where he was salutatorian of his class and student council president. Danny grew up next to the Nichols campus, and on one occasion, when he was a freshman in high school, walked over to the president's residence and introduced himself to the first Nichols president, Dr. Charles Elkins. As they befriended one another, somehow Danny convinced Dr. Elkins to pay him a certain amount of money for every A that he received on his report card throughout his high school career. What Danny knew about Dr. Elkins was that he was a man of his word. What Dr. Elkins didn't know about Danny Borne was that he was brilliant. And after a couple of years of hanging out, and when Dr. Elkins needed a small loan to buy a new automobile, he reported to a colleague that he would either borrow the money from the Citizens Bank or from that little whippersnapper, Dan Borne. In high school, Danny kept sports statistics and wrote sports articles for regional newspapers, including the Times-Picayune and the Morning Advocate. Danny taught me how to write a sports copy, and later saw to it that I got this job. He taught me how to write speeches and how to deliver them. As the younger cousin, he took me under his wing. He gave me the nickname Seedling, which quickly became Seed. And yes, make no mistake about it, I am the Seed. Danny went on to college in Nichols, where he graduated first in his class. He was student body president. He was also Mr. Nichols. He was an actor in college, a Nichols player, and he loved to perform Shakespearean plays. He was inducted into the Nichols Hall of Fame. In fact, so was his wife, Lizette. And he also received the James Lynn Power Award, which recognizes the outstanding contributions of an alumnus the university. Danny Borne was the voice of Nichols baseball, and he was the very best play-by-play announcer on the airwaves, bar none. He had a knack for describing the game, the pitches, the players, the ballpark, and the color in great detail, including the physical appearance of every good-looking girl in the stands. Danny Borne coached me in radio broadcasting, and as some of you know, I later landed a radio show of my own. Yet, our speaker had a good life with him. In fact, one can say he had a wonderful life. As the Rolling Stones sang Honky Tonk Woman and Man Walked on the Moon, Danny Borne untied his bags in Baton Rouge to work as masters in mass communications at LSU. And long about this time, the call came. The call that changed his life. The call that changed his name. It was WAFB-TV, Channel 9 in Baton Rouge calling him. And they wanted Danny Borne, our Danny Borne, for their news desk. And just like that, with the flip of a switch, the house lights dimmed on Danny Borne, and the spot grew brighter on a new character on stage. A character we vaguely thought we'd seen before. Look! Up in the sky! It's a bird! It's a plane! And just as Clark Kent was transformed into Superman, and Bruce Wayne Batman, so did Danny Borne, our Danny Borne, become Dan Borne. In short order, Danny Borne's alter ego, Dan Borne, became the news anchorman for Channel 9. And he was a TV news superstar. But he was bold, and he was beautiful. He was young, and he was restless. And as the world turned, it vaulted Borne from his news desk in Baton Rouge to Washington, D.C., to work with the staff of two powerful U.S. senators. First, Russell Long, and then Alan Ellinger. He was widely known in D.C., both politically and socially, and as an entertainer. And he frequently sang a set in some of the capital's most popular night spots. And he would always close his eyes